Mrs. McCarty students from the Mom Carty Command Post. I hope you're all doing well, and I've just gone through my list and checked off all of you that I've heard from this week, which is wonderful. Thinking of you all, I hope you're healthy and not completely bored out of your minds as I'm watching snowflakes start to fall right now. We all miss you kids so much. We're going to get through this. So I thought I might start each week with a little video to kind of go over what you should have done and where you're going. I have two things from last week that I want to clarify. So I'm going to go into my English folder. And of course, where most of you have found this at the very bottom, the distance learning folder for last week, March 16th. This is the one thing that's caused a little bit of confusion. If you chose to work online, there are two links to follow. This one, Mythology Study Guide, will cover all of the 5 basic myths that we did in class, and you have them in your folders. Persephone is the only one you don't have. If you need it, just email me and I'll send you a not nearly as funny but still meaningful copy. The second one is the Odyssey one. That's for the novel. So don't worry if you're not done, if you're still reading the book. There's all levels of that. It's fine. Just when you finish the book, submit that. I've extended the deadline. It won't give you any trouble at all. If you're doing this on paper, it looks like this. And it was 2 pages. And you'd notice, and all of you have this at home too, the first page front and back is the 5 myths. The second page front and back is the Odyssey. So that's why it's a little bit confusing if your friends are doing it on paper and you're online. It's 2 documents online and only 1 in paper. It was just my learning curve with how to use the Schoology assignments. So that's everything from last week. Oh, one other thing. In Schoology, if you notice that your grade looks really low, please do not panic. It can't tell if you've misspelled a word or phrased it differently, so you'll see that I go in and check the grade and I correct it as well. I give you credit for all your correct answers. So what you see on School Tool is your real grade. Everyone's doing beautifully, so don't stress about that. So now for this week's folder, which I have uploaded, I'll show you and give you a little tour of it. This is Distance Learning week of March 23rd, and I just learned an amazing, amazing new resource called Nearpod. It's practically outdated what I planned when we left school last week. So you'll see here that it says in Nearpod, this is a trial run. It really might work, and if it does, we can do a lot of cool things. I'm going to give a quick little visual on this for you. It's going to take you to this Share Nearpod link. And Todd did try this out for me last night, and it was very successful. It worked with no logins needed. It'll take you to this screen. It will say your name or nickname and other. Just put in your first name. If you are somebody who knows you have another classmate with the same name, Emma Squareds, please put your last initial or something so I know who it is. But you do not need to put your last name. You click join session and you're in for a treat. This gives me freedom to give you vocabulary videos. You get to watch that. Enjoy. It's then going to walk you through a few slides. There is a spot where you will actually draw a plot diagram. This is kind of cool. You can pick colors, you can do different things. The directions are right here for you to draw and label a plot roller coaster diagram. And then you will see in your packet that there was a really dull list of vocabulary words to review. Here's actually a matching category, memory game you can use instead to memorize those definitions. Okay, back to Schoology. The rest of this week, here are the documents. The vocabulary list is scanned here. It's just a scanned list for you to study from. The vocabulary packet that is in your paper copies is here for you to read from. And then this, think of it like your Scantron sheet. It's the answers, the questions and answers for the vocabulary plot elements activity. Here is a scanned copy of the New ZLA World Health Organization article, and then the multiple choice questions are here as well. So this week there are things for you to look at, experience, look at, submit, look at, and submit. And let's deal with reading class. I have been trying to find a way to load an audiobook of First Light into Schoology. I'm not there yet. I do own it in audiobook, but I haven't found a way yet to put it on without you needing a password to access the rights. So for the moment, I would just suggest that we all try to read chapter 4 this week. Just read chapter 4, and I'll see what I can do about putting something up for the groups in the in your work groups, like Chichu in New York City and Greenland and mitochondrial DNA and all those things. That's becoming my priority now that everything else is running. I did find out right here in Schoology, Audible, if you've never heard of it, Audible is an audiobook website. And whoops, well, you know what to do. Click on the blue link. It will take you to stories.audible.com. They have launched this for the duration of the quarantine to give you kids free audiobooks. Everything in here from younger ones, if you have younger siblings at home, and I'm sure you're helping your parents a lot, this will read stories out loud to them. Elementary age, tween age, teenagers, and even some literary classics in here that you might be interested in browsing. These are free until further notice. You'd really just pick something. Come on, the wheels on the bus. You want to hear me sing that? And you start listening.
The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round.
Somebody at the table is glaring at me. Okay, that's the tour of what's in Schoology for this week. I am going to leave you with one very special thing, especially Callie Latour. You'll be so proud of me. We're all learning new things, and here's my contribution. Okay, kids, here you go. Whoa!